Let's see how it goes. Cloud9 EG, two teams in the middle of the pack here in Americas. Cloud9 coming off a big win against Lev. EG coming off of a stomp. Let's see what they can do today.
EG need to bounce back strong here and get going right off the rip. It's going to be early B main pressure initially, using that cam to scout out the space, while C9 are dominating control over towards Rubble. We'll see whether or not EG want to commit in here. They might just open the door and threaten pinching into that C mound area, breaking some Killjoy utility, and that's going to put a lot of pressure now on C9.
Orb recovered. And a chance to just come in to see here. Only one Molly to stall, but that Viper's on the scene as well. Oxy swings for a bit of a fight against Apov, but it ends in a stalemate as the sit hit towards the C site. He's again stalled out.
Still debating what they want to do. There's 55 seconds left, but Nature really wants to get alert going. There's two, almost three players staring him down at the time being. How much does he want to look for here? It's going to come to him, the fight, the goop in the eyes. Vanity gets the kill. And C9 pushed through.
Yeah, they've got to excel into C now. On this other side for EG, just a contact out, maybe getting a little deeper than expected over the top. Nice right clicks from Moose. He'll double up off of it and draws in trouble yet again as the new addition shuts it down. Only Apov left, and Vanity will send a flash his way. This man very much spotted at this point, and in a 1v4, Rooney will end it.
Moose just tore it up right there. The right clicks from above. Nothing EG could do to deal with that one.
He had a pretty slow start to his debut, whiffing a lot of shots on that icebox. But by the time we got to the chaos that was that Ascent game against Leviathan, he was the guy winning a lot of those clutches, pulling off a lot of those late rounds to come through for Cloud9.
It was like the rounds where he was actually important to the round. He was frying a little bit. Was a little bit of inconsistency, but we definitely like to see him start off hot here in the map #1 for Cloud9. 3 kills in the first round, getting that way over towards the lockdown as well. Very powerful defensive tool here on Lotus.
Yeah, and that is one of the big strengths of the Killjoy over the Cypher. The Des was talking about that one, but that ultimate definitely does a lot more. Sets you up for basically a round win on the retake, or a much more secure post plant versus that Cypher ult, which is so much more situational.
Yeah, the ult sits definitely a bit of a gap, although some nice things about the Cypher you've got, like if you're looking down front B right now, you can put a camera to help sort of assist yourself in the lurks a little bit more. You don't need a teammate to guide you into that space. It's a little bit less of a risky approach. EG seeming content in these first couple of rounds just to play front B into C, but the Marshal coming around the corner. Oxy is going to be frying with that one.
Easy shots. Oh, the guy's going to double satchel into them. Okay, Oxy. Get your ace. Last man over towards front B. Ghost in hand. Oxy won't get it today.
Denied. No fun allowed for Oxy, although he's still all smiles on the stage.
Smile.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I really liked watching this Cloud9 team early on, right? Like, people were asking, who's going to be the vibes guy? You don't have Celsius anymore. But it's just been Oxy. He's such a source of, like, electricity for this team. Every time he goes crazy and around, he's popping off. He looks like a guy from anime.
Even watching them in kickoff.
No!
Nice! Good job, man. A bit disappointed there, but yeah, even watching him feed off of Vanity and kickoff was a whole lot of fun. So, EG keeping things pretty similar here, going heavy up B at the start of the round. This is just like their pistol. C9's gun's not too favorable, but they've also just been allowed to dominate control over into Rubble. C9, if they hold this forward A main space, it's pretty easy to, you know, get back through Baby Door to push out and clear the flanks like they did before.
Repeated the pistol rounds here, and same outcome. Nature shut down, there's no trade in sight.
This time, though, I think EG taking a little bit more into their own hands. Again, Apov out into sight, into B, using that cage to scale up, looking for the peek around the corner. And that's him onto B. He has so much forward space back towards Waterfall now, not able to secure the second kill, but it does pull Moose off the C site, and that should give EG a plant.
So Cloud9, one member up. And with not much util to work with, have to make this retake happen.
No chances to play offside here. EG are gonna need to hold their ground.
Oxy's nade could be massive. If he can zone these players off, prevent a trade, could win this round for C9. A flood back in. There's that nade. Superman lines up 40 on the swing. Stunning stuff from Supa. Leaves Moose in the clutch. New addition was good earlier in this game, but there's a lot to do here.
Did he see that gun?
Maybe. Doesn't know. Now spots him, but Jaw drops away, and Moose will too. Run for the hills.
Yeah, I can get out of there with the gun, no problem. I mean, Superman really bringing that round back for EG there. Nice little play. Didn't have any support coming in either. Just took a great time and got a couple of kills. One out on the third there too. So EG equalized a little bit, but I think it's going to be a big problem, the fact that they've given up this A main space so consistently. Seeing this play run twice in the first 2 rounds is something EG are going to have to react to immediately.
One enemy remaining.
EG though, similar setup again, just taking early space towards C Mound and leaving that A rubble area to be taken.
I guess EG are justifying the way they're playing the start of rounds, saying they're really getting a lot of control in Mound and into front B, but I think it limits a lot of what they can do in the mid rounds in terms of pivoting back into the A site without control there.
They're getting that. They're also consistently getting this orb over towards C, which is helping their ult economy a little.
Oxy just got the showstopper off of it.
And there's Jaw on the other side. Both these teams harvest their respective orb.
There.
We'll see if they actually commit in here. We'll see C9 are actually really adjusting into mid, because Apoth has gotten this walk up so much, but he just kills Oxy. And that's the showstopper out of the equation. That's pressure into front B. Great lurks from Apoth to start off this game.
And the pressure he placed on B means that no one was holding onto that A site. Vanity just shut down by nature. That baby door still closed off. Zephyr can't get through, so this is going to be a full retake for C9.
Apoth is still hanging out front B. You know he's just waiting for his timing that he can creep up for that one.
Spike planted.
C9 are taking their time too, because they don't want to sort of go into this retake. I think they're even just going to save. The pressure of the lurk is too much for them to deal with in the back. They don't think they can win the 3v4 before that backstab were to come into play, so they don't even try.
Yeah, less than 500 creds on 3 of these players. By saving these 3 guns, they should be able to buy everyone and have a full rifle into the next.
C9 probably going to be talking about how to, deal with this Apoth guy. There are some options they could look. They've been putting the forward alarm bot. Check out the map for a second while they just go for the save. They've been going for this alarm bot right behind Mount there to get the forward information. But you can do ideas like putting a similar alarm out in front B. You can also just try to cross over and play behind the box in front B there as well. Set up some kind of a trap play with a couple of teammates there, because Apoth getting all the control he is right now is just too much.
Apoth has been like a little time capsule for the last year. We saw him on EG in what, 2021?
Yeah.
2022 into that season a little bit. He looked quite good then, was a really consistent controller player, was popping off at that team. And then he went on to the EG reserve roster last year and didn't play a single official with that team. They were scrimming behind the scenes. We saw how good that team was from what pros were saying about the Scrimbucks, but we never really knew how good he actually was now. Now he's coming back out. He's on the main EG roster, and he's been solid thus far.
Yeah, you open up the time capsule, it's like, oh, he's still playing Cypher? that's some 2021 stuff. Not dealing with the Killjoy. Definitely a different look here on the map.
There.
And in terms of how C9 are adjusting to that player, Apoth, it is 2 players, front B. Off of that Killjoy turret front B, they've got a Paranoid they could activate.
Look at Moose. They did spam this angle, might think it's clear.
Nah, this angle's so hard to play.
How thorough is Jojimo?
No way.
He's not clearing. Moose gets one, swings out. 1-for-1 trade.
1-for-1, pretty much just what you're asking for in a spot like that. As the clock winds down, though, we'll have to see what EG want to do. This is the first time Nature's actually gotten a forward position outside of A. And they can't waste too much time, because Showstopper can be very meaningful deep and around. C9 still holding on to tools like the Paranoia on the retake, still full kit on that raise.
Nature's drawing rotations here. 2 players over towards A still. Only Rooney to anchor this C site as EG starts to walk up for the re-exec.
EG have loved the late C hits. And they
30
might just
seconds
wait
left.
until Nature finds something, but now that clock is certainly a problem. And notice Oxy already shifting over towards C.
Teleport for Supa. We'll get past that utility. Oxy still has that rocket. 15 seconds they have to get planned down. Oxy could end this round if he times this right. That fuse timing out. The rocket connects onto one. Trade is there, but Rooney's flooded back in. Now there's flashes coming every which way, and EG have no path forward.
Spike stuck on site. Nature not in time to assist on the fight. Felt like EG just ran themselves out of the game, out of the round. They were really hoping that Nature was going to be able to find a kill, and that was going to, pull more pressure off of the C site. But then once they got down to 25 seconds, they kind of have to commit in there. After this first kill that happened in 1 minute and 5 seconds, they just kind of sat in that C space. for 30, 40 seconds running down the clock.
Spike.
And C9 never really ran into them, never gave them that fight that would have sped up the round.
Time to work.
Interestingly enough, EG still sticking to the same early round default. Still this 3-1-1, heavy towards Mound, and this time, Moose goes for a bit of a hunt and dies for it.
Moose has been playing so aggressive towards Mound, whether it was the walk across in the previous round, those forward Killjoy alarms in so many as well. C9 have been trying to get that forward space that they're allowed to stay so committed onto the A side.
EG's just gonna expedite into this one. Jaw satchels across. Rocket available, but he won't need it for the hit.
Yeah, you can hold on to that one for the post plant. You've also got, again, Apoth hanging out in front B for the late backstab potential. And C9, they're out of position right now. We're already 10 seconds into the post plant. Zeppa on the A site, so by the time he gets over here with his kit, it's gonna be pretty late in the day.
If Derek times this haunt well, he'll do a lot to stop this flood. Flash up for both sides. C9 still stalled out this one. Now a C's being committed. Molly's out for the front of Cloud9, and they pick up 2 kills immediately. That's that rocket gone. Now 3v4. Timer is ticking. Derek is fighting. What an adjustment. It's not enough to find the shot. And now C9 are flooding in with Wingman on the spike, but he's gone. Apoth wins it in the end. Out of the chaos.
He cleans up, says, no, I'm not going for the lurk. C9 were playing it too slow, regroups with his team and plays a nice post from there. That was a crazy round. Let's actually see what happens, because first of all, it's the quick satchel to get this angle. Oh my god. He just shot the wall after seeing barely a shoulder. Another spam kill there that gives C9 a real chance in the round. All things considered, with the limited time C9 had.
Baby, let's go, man.
Sheesh. It's a pretty solid retake attempt, but Apoth just too good at the back end. Him and what was that? Was that Derek?
I think so, yeah. I love Potter's pulling so much pressure that Cloud9 are struggling to get enough numbers over to C to actually flood retake quickly.
Because he conditioned it so early in the half. Now he doesn't even have to do anything. He's already setting him up, his team up for
last
success.
round, he was just with the team, but they still had to slow down because of that threat.
We're all ready to go here in this mound space. Double smokes placed down, and Supa's probably forced to teleport out of that to dodge away any possible chip damage. I love this adjustment though for EG. This is the first time Nature's taken so much fast space. Already reading. This is a heavy C stack. That means Killjoy very likely. That solo A anchor. And he's really crept off that one.
EG will hold. See if Cloud9 overextend this one and send a bit of util. That's the rocket. Showstopper over the top, connects onto Oxy. And they want to fight more off of this one. Zeppa's getting spammed out. So much damage. It's enough to take him down. And now there's only one anchor left on this site. Vanity. His teammates dead around him. He'll sit in the smoke and try and make a play. He's ahead of the Nightfall. He's damaged and traded.
EG pivoting back over towards A. They're going to bank on Nature here. Nature may have heard footsteps going up that rope to abandon the A site. That makes this rotate so easy for Evil Geniuses.
Reposition that orb deep. Call the boys back through door.
30 seconds left.
Moose will not be able to contest this one. And his teammate's going to be far away. Rooney's going all the way around the world on this flank, but he has to break that trip, so his position known.
Moose has to go quickly. Trying to get a fight while the spike's being planted, and that timing is just so tragic. Like, I actually think he has 2 kills if he doesn't get nervous about what was going over in his right shoulder. You can never know those little things.
Rooney broke that trip earlier in this round, so EG have their crosshairs trained on this part of the map. Nature even gonna invest a little bit into a hunt here with Apoth holding deep. Easy shooting for Rooney.
Yeah, Rooney's gonna keep on farming the best he can on the way out here. I think C9, they're gonna come after that round and say, okay, playing that box and mound is completely illegal. Like, we've been cleared there every time now. We've played it too much. We're getting spammed now. It's just not actually possible. They're gonna probably keep trying to stay very flexible in those defensive setups because, I mean, the way EG just read exactly what was happening on the map was very nice. They took a good fight into mound. Their lurk timings have been immaculate, I think. Now really getting effective looks in towards the A side of the map.
It's It's interesting because we're seeing another game that's a slow start for Judgment. He's only gotten 1 kill with his gun thus far this game. The other was just that rocket kill you saw in the replay. But these lurks from Apoth have been enough to grab these openers, pull the rotates enough that EG is still getting into these sites, even if their entry isn't really picking up those openers.
It's great to see when EG can have different players sort of step up here. It's Apoth.
For sure.
But last week on this map was Nature getting 24 kills. He was the guy going for these lurks, and I think that's probably a big reason C9's prep coming in is let's just flush this guy out of A main. We're not going to let him play the game.
And they do have A main again.
Gosh, this B side has just been so soft so consistently.
Yeah, every round it's just this alarm bot, sometimes the turret, and Apoth is just waltzing in, destroying it, leaving. Little
Step
property
in.
damage, leave.
Just breaking it down, and C9 now they bring 5 players almost ready to fight into
Look
B.
how many people are rotating
They're
into B.
terrified of this guy. Like, Apoth is living inside the minds of C9.
He's in the walls.
He's in the, where is this guy? Oh, but his team are in C, and there's nothing we can do about it because we're not here.
Yeah, all those C players got pulled over. I think there was only maybe one nano swarm to stall.
To be fair, Mimi, it's all part of the plan because they have the Killjoy ult. They've got the Thrash. They're ready to go for the retake.
Still, look at these weapons. This isn't a gimme
They're
round.
fighting up.
John has a nade. He's going to try and break this one. Dizzy, broken, lockdown, gone. Oxy fighting for his first. Where's those trades? EG missing out on their chances. Now Nature in trouble on this site with the fish coming for him. Can he get a fight ahead of it? Absolutely. There's one, but not a second. Rooney will trade, and now Apoth has to be the defender for his teammate. Spike plant position isn't great for this squad. They're going to have to desperately fight forward. Desperately go for this one. Superman. It wasn't quite enough.
Down to the wire there. Rooney on 39 HP. Assisted by Wingman to win that one out. C9 keep it even with a solid retake. Although we'll see in the replay, EG went for the very aggressive play to try and hunt down onto the Killjoy lockdown. But they used their paint shells on the lockdown instead of throwing it into this smoke. If they had thrown the paint shells into the smoke, it would have stopped those players with the Stingers from swinging out, getting those trades. I think that's around EG should have won.
Yep. Let the Wingman defuse it.
He's got a job.
He's got a point. Wingman does 2 things. He can defuse and he can stun, but...
He can plant.
Oh, that's... okay. I kind of include defuse and plant in the same category because you can't do both at the same time.
He can get information.
Okay.
He's very versatile.
Okay, 2-3 rounds of the half. Let's do some heavy rubble dives.
And from talking to her former players, generally with her timeout, she's like trying to actively call 2-3 rounds ahead to actually give something to an IGL. She doesn't tend to do like vibes timeouts, you know?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that personally. I think timeouts can just give IGLs a lot of time to think about the round at hand, and if a coach comes in with a few different reads, hey, maybe we think that B main space is a little bit weak. Hey, maybe we could refight them into A. That gives more and more ideas for the rest of the half.
And here's the change-up. After conditioning this pressure on B with the Apoth lurk, they'll finally hit off of it. Baby Door, there's a bit of a fight over there with Util coming out both sides, and it's in a stalemate, but Jaw's nade, I think combined with a Viper Molly there, gets a kill.
And they're pinching now with Nature outside of Rubble. Baby Door under siege as Zeppa keeps going into the fight, gets a couple of kills, and must keep fighting. 3 kills for Zeppa, and he turns around, taken down by Nature, brought into a 2-on-2. Vanity creeping through the smoke, needs to activate quickly. Last man standing. As Amali pushes him out of the smoke, Nature takes him down, and EG secured the round.
That is a lovely change-up for EG. Again, we've been talking all game about those Apoth lurks, the pressure on B. Now they activate off that conditioning.
They've only ever put 1 person into the B side before. It was only ever Apoth.
And I love the ideas in the post plant there too. Instantly sending all that utility into Baby Door, then having a well-timed re-wrap combined with those mollies again to end up closing this one out.
Yeah, we had a seize nade snake bite all chucked into Door. Players over there trying to dodge everything, Yeah,
even in the little late round there, like having the call to go back towards heaven, set up that bit of crossfire there. Good stuff from EG.
And here we go, Rubble Dive. The round after the timeout. Instantly going for that for the change of pace. Same time though, front B. Oxy swings off that after breaking it and is taken down. Rooney unable to trade. See how the cage adds that extra layer there and makes it completely isolated.
These last 2 calls have flown into each other, or flowed into each other so well. You're conditioning towards B, you pop that site, then Cloud9, try and make a call on their eco round to punish that space. You just have someone deep holding, and for the first time, you go towards A on one of like 2 rounds this half. Cloud9 hasn't committed into that space.
Apop still front B, but actually shut down. That's the Rooney Sheriff guarantee. It's always good for a kill. How good is Vanity's classic? Not that great. We won't hold it against him, though. Bit of a tough buy to begin with for C9, and once the utility starts raining down,
Okay.
Spike down.
It's a 2v2.
One enemy remaining.
Josh Nate takes care of
Remaining.
one, and Rooney has this even.
Derek's down to 45 HP. Both players, 2 body shots
30
on the
seconds
Vandal
left.
is enough for a kill.
Derek on the re-wrap. Does Rooney look to his right? This reposition could be perfect.
He's still coming for him.
Rooney is trapped. Who swings first? It's Derek, and Rooney wins the round.
Ridiculous. I mean, Rooney got that kill front B, was able to upgrade from the Sheriff into a Vandal, and then closed it out. Nicely done.
The Cloud9 eco round guarantee.
Yeah, the Sheriff guarantee. That's what gets you Red Bull clutch right there for
Last
Rooney.
player standing. One enemy.
That kill a little simple, but I like him just holding his ground here. Derek knowing there's no time on the clock. He's got to move into him. C9 having a very successful defensive half here, tied up 5-5.
Giorgimo has Rocket this round. Looks like they might go back towards B.
Oh, Nature saw that guy. Vanity taken out. Nature's really found the opportunity to heat up here. Showstopper goes into the B site, pinching back towards Baby Door now. Those players stuck in slant. The crunch comes in. Oxy finds the 1 kill, but quickly traded out. Zeppa can't find his way into Baby Door, but just holding down the left click. How does he get that? It's madness here outside of A. And his kills rain on down. It is somehow EG to find them with a 1-man advantage.
1v2 for Moose. His second game of the season. To try and close out this clutch.
Spike.
EG have a crossfire. Giorgimo spots him out. They both swing into Moose. And he gets them all.
I love it. Moose shuts it down. The salute from Rooney downstage. They've got full trust in the man.
Back-to-back clutches.
The clutch factor from this guy.
Last round in the half.
We saw it in Challengers. On all the different teams this man was playing on, he was a mainstay in that scene. But he'll show up to VCT Americas. Keep the Red Bull clutches going.
Not an easy fight there for him either. Had to go back for the first guy after taking him down so low.
Yeah, it's really nice control to adjust for both those guys.
Placing swamp grenade. Placing swamp
Strange final round though. We've got a judge on Oxy with the showstopper. It's a half buy for EG, just forcing it as much as they can. And Rooney gets his revenge. Gets it for Moose. Remember previously, it was Giorgimo going for the quick peek there, spamming Moose through the corner. That unlocks the Viper's pit now. C-Site is out of commission for EG.
Bring them down.
And look at front B as well. There's a Killjoy turret that would watch the walk up from Apop, and then you've got a paranoia down this line. That's how they
Here
deal
it
with the man.
comes. Trap play active. Oxy, Rocket. He's not looking directly below him, but he's got a judge in Apop's face. Apop still wins it somehow, and it's an even trade after all the chaos.
I know I was saying a lot about, oh, C9 should just, fight front B and deal with Apop. Apparently you just can't beat him. Cover going out.
Face your
Unkillable.
fear.
Should just avoid it.
Is this a fake into B? A bit of one at least. That's
Where are you?
gonna pull 2 players. Only this Gecko to anchor on A, and Zeppa's just holding a deep off angle. If they contact up, this could get quite dangerous for Cloud9.
I mean, the turret still didn't see anyone step forward, so C9 aren't biting too hard on it.
Poison's off.
Always the option to pivot back into B, though. EG have left.
seconds left.
Derek in front. They teleport into Baby Door before breaking that one down. But still 2 players ready to go. Derek finds the first. Now Rooney takes his opportunity. Coming in, a molly onto the planter. A little bit of damage as Vanity takes his opportunity. Out from heaven, finds the first with the support of Rooney. Wingman getting into the action too. Pit to help the flood. And it slows down for a moment as EG creep forward inside of the gas. Superman is lost. Only 2 survivors for EG, forced back into that tight choke. And C9, as they flush out, they know where these two players are going to be. But the spam is going to be absolutely devastating. Nature plays through it one-on-one. 1 HP, but it's Vanity on top. C9 takes 7 in the first half.
3 clutch rounds in a row for C9. This game comes down to the wire, but they come out with an excellent defensive side there, answering a lot of the questions EG sent their way. I think throughout that one, doing a lot better job in the late round of dealing with this B control, and especially winning out in these clutches. And you see Oxy on the stage there. The guy is so emotional for this team in like the most positive way, bringing the hype, bringing the vibes.
You absolutely love to see it. But neither coach happy after that one.
But let's hear.
Apoth can get a little bit more active, I think, with the fights he wants to take around those.
I really want to see more out of Jaw in this half, especially with the Cypher, with those trap plays. So much of that is going to be built around his nade, him swinging off of it, going for these fights. The guy was a superstar last year, winning champs with Evil Geniuses, and thus far here in Americas this year, it's been a bit more of a struggle. Pretty bad first game in stage 1. C9 will satchel into B though. Oxy takes this space, so the task of retaking is on EG. Nade for Jojmo in. Seppa will commit this plant, but everyone here is already ready to fight. Seppa has to flood through heaven because Paranoia pushes him into Derek. How much can Derek do? 2 up against him. He doesn't find a single kill, but Nature can get a little bit better. Oxy, low in HP. Right clicks, missing out time being fought, but now it's the fight into main. Vanity, 1 for 1. 3 players left, but they're dropping one after another. And Rudy's so far away from this. Was reflanking all the way back through A.
He had a molly lined up from over there too.
The nerd. Can he win the round now? Swings into him, doesn't hit a shot. EG, massive pistol win.
EG got moving so quickly on that retake. Like, the craziness of the position, we'll see it in the replay, because C9, after planting, they pushed for heaven control. At the same time, EG are flooding out from Baby Door, wrapping straight behind him and getting that crunch. It was really nice, right? Like, C9 were getting kills, they got pinched on, then EG are also pinching through into B main, hunting out those main players. That is a very strong post-plant B protocol at work. And that's what you expect from EG.
Oxy's forcing a Guardian into this.
Holy.
Half armor Guardian. What can the youngster do?
I mean, he can fry. We know that, as long as he doesn't think. That's mission number 1. Oxy, don't think, just shoot.
Not thinking about the future of his economy, already a good start.
Yeah, just ignore it completely, it doesn't matter. Hey, if you hit your kills, that's what matters. You've got your smokes out! Why do you have your smokes out there?
Questionable. You want to explain that for me?
I assume he'd been holding the one-way and didn't think anyone could have gotten in past it. And the time he went back to actually pull out the smoke is the timing Oxy took, but I don't know.
That's brutal.
That's the most generous I can be.
Cloud9 still not secure in this round. They're going to hit into this C site. Apoth, 3 players all ready to go, and that star is seized. Oxy tries to escape, but he has no business getting out of that one. Jaw finds a kill on the other side, and well, the round started sloppy. EG are cleaning house now.
For their elite agents.
All good.
Derek not impressed by their elite agents.
It's true.
Yeah, so he was resetting the one-way smoke.
Yeah.
I think Oxy was in A main during that time and just took it obscene timing.
The perfect timing there.
Yeah.
That one way is also pretty finicky to get it right on. You have to like walk forward and back a little bit to do it. Like that's one of the one ways in the game that takes a little longer to place. You can give him a bit of a break.
We can forgive and we can forget. It never happened to me. You go into the next round. It's all good. C9 opening up with some mound control. Both teams actually really trying to dominate the space early on in their attacking halves.
Yeah, very similar starts for both these squads on their attack side.
I think that when you fight into either front B or front C, what you can do is just by tapping that door, you flush out any aggressive forward play from the defensive side. You instantly get to scout out that space. It's not really the same thing with Rebel. As attacking into that space, you can only really go through one choke.
You see part of the power of this Cypher, that cam all the way up is going to be pretty hard to break, and honestly, something you're not often thinking about. It's like, think about when EG was playing like Sova on Fracture. There's certain maps where you're used to checking for a dart, checking for a cam, and there's maps where you aren't so used to that. So it adds a little extra element in.
That it does. C9 adding that rubble re-clear. Mosh lands on the top here, also flushing out backside. You see the combo come in from the Viper spit as well. C9 still playing things slowly. Notice they've actually left Vanity, hanging out over towards C. They've got an alarm bot front B to make sure that the defense can't take any forward space there either. And now they've actually left a little Viper onto door.
Superman has a paranoia. Does he fight through onto this one? Nade to combo. Rooney gets a gap and he escapes.
Rooney's in the matrix right now. All the utility around him. But what it's done is it's pulled out players from C because he was the only one that scaled forward to hit the door. They saw so much utility on that side. EG over-rotate and the plant goes down.
That's also big retake tools gone. All they have to get back in is going to be the haunt for EG. Now down a member as well.
How do EG get back in here? It's going to be a full flood into Waterfall. 3 players go there. Superman going to slow play to main, but a good spam kill starts things off well for EG.
Zapping a flash over. No util. His job just to fight at this point. Molly's in front of him. He'll run straight through them. Vulnerability is good to convert onto that kill, and all the players now standing off-site, relying on this spam, this spray to get it done. Vanity's TPing up top. Ridiculous scenes, and now they just ran through, and Derek's killed them all. How's that happened?
I have no idea. C9, it looks like they were playing pretty aggressively on site. They had a Viper orb that they were playing with from back then. But then 3 players fall off site in this rolling defense. Right, because look, they're playing up forward, but once Oxy fell down, I think everyone else fell off site. They realized they didn't actually have any control. They had to fight back through here.
Let's go, Derek! What are you doing?
My question exactly.
It's a good question. Potter is pogging.
That's a tough round to lose for C9. They had a good advantage coming out their defensive side. Now down around EG have the momentum. They're in a good position here.
That they are. Switching up their setup a bit. It's actually a late Cypher setup, so I think that coming in the timeout was a late pivot to change the passive side of the map over towards A.
What do you think of the solo Gecko on this map? Because, I mean, you see there's a lot of sense where the Dizzy's just going to get broken when you don't have util to combo with it.
I think it's totally fine. I think because there's so many agents that are necessary, there's like 4 agents that are necessary, and that's everything besides the Gecko. The Gecko can kind of be a slot of its own where it could be a Fade, it could be a Sky. But Gecko is so good because of the low cooldown on this map for those fast second wave hits onto a site
and
like this.
Seeing it here.
Yeah, you use your first flash, 10 seconds later, you're already into B.
That is a good nade from Jaw. And a little bit too quick on the refresh for that one. Zeppa caught with util in hand, and Superman now has kind of weaseled his way back into the It's a very awkward situation.
Oxy's going to pick up a gun off of that too.
And now they're running back through A, but the spike is down. That's the real issue of this round.
Clearing back into Baby Door with a Marshall. Yeah, good luck. Don't think that's happening. But Oxy's a little too obvious, so he doesn't want to speed up too much himself. Now they've got to consider that wall timing, and they do look for Baby Door.
Nature's trained on this angle. Molly at his feet. He's just going to spray, though. 10 HP. Finds himself a gap. Apop now, the next level of that support. Oxy, the man who picked up that gun, only goes 1 for 1. There's just no time. This round is over. EG shut down the Antica.
Yeah, that was always going to be a hard one for C9. Made him work with a great timing taken from Oxy to push up towards heaven, towards spawn.
Get that fast satchel in to dive on that player and get the opener.
It was very nice. And ended up winning that fight with a stinger from kind of long range.
Yeah.
Right here, boom.
I think Derek already a little low there.
He must have been. That kill was way too fast. People are going to be calling for the stinger nerfs if that was on 150. There's no way. Another setup now with Cypher Viper over towards A from EG. Maybe reading some ideas here from C9 because they've got Thrash, they've got the Showstopper too, so actually holding onto a side is going to be really hard. It's actually a front B setup at the moment for EG. They can paranoia out, they can open up this door and really fight into mount if they want.
Yeah, this is a trap play.
They've got a Showstopper of their own.
Oh yeah!
Joe popped that off the Noya. In comes the Thrash over top. He dodges him out midair. He connects, but Five9 have traded this one even. And Moose activates the lurk at just the right time.
Moose having those rounds, and Apop can't match it this time. Rooney was hanging out. Although not unwinnable. Nature was a beast on this map last week, and he goes for his timing. Brings it to a 1-on-2, but the paranoia proves too much. Moose secures the round for C9.
8-9. That's a real big round to pick up for them. And I think really the important matter of that one was that Moose reflank. He's been sitting bottom, be really patient in that endeavor.
This play was so perfect. Going over the Thrash, getting the kill and the trade. Like, EG, that was a perfect play. This is the problem. Like, and there's not much you can do about that.
Yeah.
I think we were just about to see.
The kill he catches there is like a half second before that player gets back into B.
Literally, Derek had just cast his ultimate, was about to pull out his gun and turn and fight that angle. That was a 1 second window, like you said.
Odin spam paired with the Roomba to get Judgmo and Orb here. I love how much EG is putting into getting this showstopper online. They have a lot of plays built around it.
It's actually, sorry, it wasn't the Nightfall he used that previous round. Another piece of utility, so holding on to that here. We see the Mosh coming in. Superman's got a TP out. Using the enemy's Viper Wall to his own advantage there to aid in the escape. Sure, discount Jet Smoke plus dash.
Them down.
But this is the power of the Gecko, like we're talking about, because every single area on this map sort of requires you to fight for one piece of initial space, whether that's rubble or whether that's mound, and you use that piece of utility, and then you can go for the site hit. And usually it takes you about 10-15 seconds before you can set that one up.
Flip is going to be a bit problematic for C9.
Go get it.
Moose has the lockdown, and he's actually going to slam it. Alarm bot will stop anyone from flooding forward.
They're going back A. Look at that. They left Rooney hanging out towards rubble, already on the rotations.
30 seconds left.
EG are playing a weak A site, but that's only for now. A Nightfall front B hits nothing, so now they can get that pivot going to A.
They've re-cleared B, they've re-cleared C. They know this is an A hit coming in. These players have actually caught it great timing. Supa is stalling out. He still has his paranoia. Plant coming down from the wingman. 10 seconds for him to accomplish that goal, and he is dead.
10 seconds left.
Spike on the ground. Judgmo swinging forward. Derek paired up with him.
Spike down.
The synergy is there. EG. What a reply.
Not fooled at all, were they?
I mean, they were initially, but they're so quick to re-clear. And Superman does enough to stall out just for that 5 seconds that they make it back.
But I don't think they were fooled. I think they had 3 players on C, but that was for other reasons. Because those players were rotating over and had that hit come in. But then immediately they're making the call to use the Nightfall. Like, they're using a big ultimate just for scouting, but it was a really good choice.
Yeah, and I mean, if you have those players set up in Waterfall, the rotates on this map between B and C are so quick that you can re-clear B and be at A within like 10 seconds.
And between A and B, right? If that had hit any player's front B, they then are thinking, oh, it's a crunch through baby door, and they can set up to heavy flood into B.
And I think that's credit to how well EG is calling off Derek's util to have those super fast rotates on defense. And,
okay.
I mean, Supa, on kind of a weird anti-half-buy, is just owning them in main. I mean, this is some, like, just confident stuff from EG that we haven't seen much. It's mostly been these slow mid-rounds. Here, they're just winning out the duel on the Rubble fight.
I do think the confidence comes down to there not being a lot of Rubble fights going their way.
Sure.
Rooney, though, upgraded from that Sheriff. Can't quite find the shot, though. As EG go up to 11.
Again, these EG kind of pace changes where they're investing more heavily into these faster plays in both halves have been perfectly timed. It was round 10 and 11 off that Potter timeout where they win 2 in a row with a change of pace. Here, they win a crazy round on the slow rotation game, and then they send it down lobby.
C9 need to make an adjustment of their own here. They used all their big power ults. Yeah, they've got a Viper's Pit, they've got the Omen ultimate, but to actually blow open a site, that's just not going to be available to them. They've just got to play solid Valorant from here on out, ulting into that B site for the quick clear. Rooney comes around the corner, actually that's Nature, instantly taken down. Oxy creeps into Waterfall.
He has a fight against APOS, and he turns just in the nick of time. Again, that wingman won't be allowed to plant the spike for free.
He's going C.
Running to C.
Yeah, he is.
John's through this one, though. Rocket all the way through into C. He's around the world. John's going to keep running for more. This means Oxy is now isolated, or at least he was until Rooney finds the time.
Most normal attack side Lotus round here.
Ridiculous.
The full exec into B with Omen ult, and we're sprinting through water to plant on C. Superman has a paranoia, and he's looking into front B to clear that out first, but also to paranoia and try to pinch back into the C site. He's on his own, and so is Derek for the retake.
Where does he send that Noya? Front sight.
Last player
Moves.
standing.
Caught by that one, but Rooney wasn't. And Supa just is going to save this one. Or maybe go back for some damage, but the round's over.
Yeah, at this point, it doesn't super matter. Well, he's not great for C9.
Super matter.
That's not what I was doing. Mimi, don't try to put words in my mouth. I'm not trying to make
That's what
bad
you said.
puns. No!
Words mean
That's a
things.
normal thing. Okay. Okay.
Super matter isn't even like a sentence.
Yeah, it is.
It
Like,
doesn't matter
You
much.
could say giga matter,
No.
omega matter.
No.
All of these things are real things you can say.
11-9. Moving on.
This game matters.
It does. Honestly, a lot. Especially for EG after that opening loss.
What a crazy round from C9.
Killed. One enemy remaining.
Rooney's been looking sharp
that was
today,
scary.
too.
Almost swift there. I don't know what happened. Francis.
We're quick over into the safe side of the map. 4 players here from Evil Geniuses. They've got to buy, and C9 are overcommitted. We're swinging into the line. Superman gets 2 and keeps on going. EG dominate the space. Jogamo gets 2. And C9, they lose the spike off the play as well.
Jojo's back. 2 rounds now where he's just fighting into A lobby and his utility is destroying people. Kill with the paint shells, 2 with his gun. Barely even 30 seconds into the round and it's over.
The rubble fights have not been working for C9.
We can see it again here. That setup from EG is really nice.
In case you're wondering, Moose thought he could go in for the 1v3. Failed
Match point.
at the end, and that gives EG 12. And that could actually make a difference. Look at the buy now from C9. Moose could have tried to save that. It would have been hard to save the rifle
Yeah.
with 5 players alive, but
EG were definitely going to go hunt that one.
could have at least tried. Yeah, there it is. Jogamo gets the 4K.
Good
Easy
stuff from
peasy.
him. Remember, started this game, what, like 2-6, something like that? Slow
Yeah.
start, and he's recovering.
It's wild that C9 aren't giving up, though. They're going back into another rubble fight. A little bit softer this time, though. Zeppa showed the Dizzy outside of C.
Yeah, more of that kind of late contact in once you hear if there's initial util.
Yeah. Oh, and now they know there's some kind of a trap in front of B. Jogamo looking to play it. Moose is stuck over in the corner. He's got to fight his way out with a stinger. That is not a fun position to be in.
Cloud9 will excel into A now. Nature will just escape towards heaven, so it's going to be a full retake for EG. Where's this rocket going? I don't think there's a target for Oxy to find here unless he maybe walks up the rope, tries to wiggle his way in towards spawn.
way,
And
no
somehow,
way.
No way! Jaws in the air.
Planted.
What a reaction from him. He knows the race. Rocket not going to lose out to that one. Flood back into the site now. Superman loses his fight. EG, this round starting to fall apart, but Jaws active. Rocket up, finds 1. Derek on the trade. The world champion Raze makes himself known in those last few rounds as EG take their opponent's map pick.
Day to day. Defenders win.
EG step.
It's a different guy.
It is a different person entirely. I'm pretty sure. I've never seen LCQ Derek and current year Derek in the same room.
ZG's choice. They'll start out on this defensive side. A little pressure into mid.
Whoa.
Both teams, Zapoth, I get caught by this paranoia.
This dude's out here fighting. What's up with this? And he wins it too. Oxy down, paranoia, but there's no real follow-up off of him.
Yeah, that util to support is so good. Stun keeps Apoth alive. He's still a bit stuck here, but he has teammates to support towards main, and yeah, Cloud9 have no way back into this one. EG escape.
Interesting start to a round there from EG, going for that pretty low utility investment, but creeping out into mid for that early kill. C9 looks like they want to play this one by overloading pressure into mid, spamming out Derek, quickly seizing control into market, but with Superman here, with Apoth back ready to go, they're ready to fight off of one another. The right clicks coming in
Spike
fiercely.
down.
Apoth here to support as well. Zeppa jiggles around and does secure the kill, bringing things more even for C9, but 2v3 is not going to be simple.
EG not giving away a fight here.
Look at that player going into mid, Rooney. Was thinking about stepping out into that space, but EG have grouped up 3 players to retake market.
Last
Oh,
player
the
standing.
timing is brutal there. Zep would need the ace to win. He's already picked up 3, but EG swing together.
They're not
And
just
close out the
they're not
pistol.
just swinging, they're jumping around, right
Flying through
clicking,
the air.
having a little fun with it. From the start of that pistol round, creeping out for that early kill, setting up EG for a nice little advantage there. I liked how they played that one.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're already seeing some of the power of the breach there. Having those fault lines from across the map to support a player walking down. The only reason APOP lives there is because of that well-timed fault line and then his player's top mid swing to help him get out.
Yeah, because he was getting, you know, utility dumped on him as well. There's paranoia that hit him.
flash.
Yeah. But he gets out okay. Oxy's doing it again. C9 have come in this week and they've just got a read. And the read is, we're buying in round 2. We're going to support Oxy.
If Oxy was on my team, I might do the same.
Yeah.
Did the spike down. It's really only one player who will have less than a full rifle in round 3.
And even then, you know, another teammate can buy for him. He can probably get another Guardian in the next round for a teammate there too. It's not too bad. Actually, it was Zeppa that dropped him here. I'm running the numbers. Don't worry, I'm not trolling. Zeppa's down to 400, so he's the one in trouble.
Nice shot by Oxy. Opens it up onto one. That was a good no-eye onto Jaw, but his movement is fast enough to get out of dodge.
Last game, he got one with the Guardian too, but it wasn't enough to secure the round win. Now EG have grouped up. Jogamo and Nature linking up in elbow. Actually stepping out of that smoke too. They're looking to fight up into it.
Vanity picked up a gun. 1v1 against Jaw again. This timing is everything, and Vanity ahead of it this time. Doubles up. APOP back sight, getting overwhelmed by the Guardian Cloud9. Looking to close this eco.
A single Guardian to grab another Spectre and go for the fight. Now Superman out of the smoke does absolutely nothing. Vanity just found that thing lying on the ground and got 3 kills with it.
Dennis was talking about some of those sloppy rounds from EG in the first half. Those man advantages slipping away. I mean, that's one they're going to want back.
Yeah, that just should not be happening either. Like, this comp, the Raze Fade, a lot of teams have shifted away from playing it, but it dominates A main space. Obviously, they were looking for that re-aggress, but it just didn't go their way.
Throw me a gun mid-side. Oh. What?
Yo, call a timeout. Vanity needs to breathe.
Most serious Cloud9 comp.
All right. Old play in the book here, but a paranoia line ready to go right across there when they scale up. If any contact is made, they can heat up off of this with a couple of satchels to chase down a blinded player.
Derek on the jiggle.
That's LCQ, Derek, I'll have you know.
I'll say his full name next time.
Yes, legally changed it. There's abandoned over on this A site too.
There.
It's too bad. EG had a couple of trap setups going over in market and B main, but C9 guessed right the weak side, and they're already in.
Haunt missing out a little bit. Derek won't connect for anything on that one. Now here comes this nice little util combo. Zeppa gets far enough away on that tether to stay alive, and now gets to recommit the point.
Vanity, how aggressive does he want to look? Going for those wide, fast swings with the Spectre. That's his comfort zone.
I've got your
Oxy looks to
trail.
stall out, but EG are wasting no time satcheling in with the classic to get a kill. But now as they run through the smoke, they're all blinded up. Oxy's just taking off heads. No chance for EG.
Those shots were pretty clean. Okay, Oxy. Get a little fired up. I see the smile from here.
That's that Guardian. Still holding on to it. Okay.
So round 4. EG finally going to have weapons back
Your
online here.
trail.
Big question for me is around this A main control, because despite this comp strength in that area, I think Cloud9 have done a really good job of baiting out that util and then re-flooding in and punishing that space.
Yeah, you don't, when you're attacking into this thing, you do not want to swing in too early on. Although EG are going to take this fight fast. It's a flash instead of a fault line to post up here quickly. Holding onto that fault line now, as a matter of fact, as they creep up behind what's not even a one-way. They just want to take that fight. Holy! It's a 1-for-1, and Derek falls back.
The question is, if that's really enough to justify the investment. A lot of tools put into that. Jaw would have had the showstopper, now that's offline.
I'll say, though, I'd trade my Raze on defense for the Raze on attack.
Sure.
Remove
Having
that
no
ability.
dive against that Cypher comp is pretty difficult.
Yeah.
Especially since without a Sova, your only real tool to break trips, besides slowly contacting in, is that Raze nade.
C9 do not have good ways to heat up with this comp. You know, the Sky Flashes, they're already out of, as a matter of fact.
The way is Oxy.
That is very true. Or using some tools to find a bit of a lurk. Big problem for them right now, though, is they weren't able to spam out and break that Cypher trip in mid. Big reason why you throw this attacking Viper wall that cuts off market and top mid is to threaten that lurk, but they're grouping up into this A main space, which will not be easy to re-clear through. This is their last piece of initiator utility with that dog.
Derek, 1 for 1. Nature swings forward after shock. Seppa
30
gets out of
seconds
it.
left.
So all 3 players from C9, they're not going to re-rotate all the way to A.
That's the
Or
thing,
B, that
without
is.
the satchels, you just cannot heat up off of that. So they're banking on the fact that now EG have over-rotated into A, but they're making tons of steps. Superman's got to hear that. Swinging out top mid, that paranoia is going to hit absolutely everyone, and the clock is winding down. 10 seconds with APOP still on
10
site.
seconds left.
Seeing the planter, he can look for his timing, but now fully aware of Superman trades out from Boba, the last player to plant the spike, but you are not long for this world, buddy. EG dominate C9 without time to plant.
And that's the reason you pick this comp. If you can dominate A main control, completely shut down that space, and funnel your opponent into that Cypher site, it makes playing defense on this map so much easier.
C9 are going to have to do a better job, I think, early in rounds of hunting down some of that util. This round, they turned around to try and deal with that early aggression.
Honestly, a really nice variation on the normal A main control pattern you're
One
throwing.
enemy remaining. Spike planted.
But I do want to see them make more use of the Viper wall they're throwing. That'll be very important for them. Although I'm thinking Jogamo is looking for an early dive play. We need to get back into this one because already top mid Jogamo with a showstopper. Different setup from Evil Geniuses. Ready to maybe snap that one off of a tripwire being broken.
Keep your eyes on Nature. From this A site, he can stun all the way over for Jaw.
And this time the trip was broken. 10 seconds into the round. This is exactly how C9 have to play it out. Now as the wall comes up, there's so much more threat to get this lurk going.
Nature containing the space. Stun. Showstopper from Jaw. Over the top. Lovely stuff. Oxy made it through, though. He is so fast. Derek wasn't ready. Nature is stuck slant. Does Oxy know?
Yes, he does.
Send the rocket here. Absolutely. Site secured now for C9, but Jaw's going fast. Can he get through this smoke? He's already ahead of the nade.
Superman on the flank as well. Paranoia comes out, taking his time. Jaw's also getting the kill on site. EG are heating up into this retake, but Zeppa slows that down. APOC is down. Jogamo scaling forward. Hunted down by the Seekers. But there's 3 players isolated off site. It's all on Jogamo now. 3 kills in the round already, but 2 mollies still yet to come. Down to 1 HP from the decay. He tries to bait out a shot, but the trade comes through from Rooney, and C9 get their round.
Great variation there from Cloud9, working early up into mid. And again, we saw this some in map number 1. Oxy, the way he paths with his satchels is consistently breaking timings. He was so faster in this one to win the round.
And he knows the Bleach is here because that's where Bleach threw the stun line from, into A main. So that's why there was no question about it. Once he got that first kill, pops that showstopper. Very good awareness from him, good comms from his teammate as well to pinpoint the location of the EG player.
So 3-2 now. Cloud9 pull ahead and reset EG onto an eco. For the first time this half, they'll turn their attention a bit towards B-man.
Yeah, and it's coming with throwing that A wall as well, so bit of a ruse done at round start. APOP chipped out big time.
The ultimate is ready.
C9 gonna hit the brakes a little bit here, threatened that they could have walked back into some mid space. That's what EG are ready to re-clear from, but as the smokers go down, here should be the hit.
Dog out onto site. Oxy gonna scale this one a little bit slower. The only real risk is if Super can find something over top there, but unfortunately he's not tens. And he only has a classic.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think it's less to do with the fact he's not tens and more to do with the gun. Okay, is that what NT stands for these days?
Actually.
I always thought it was a nice try.
Language evolves.
That it does. So does the B post plants as well. Vandy playing on top of that box there. C9 getting a little crazy with this one, but Making very nice work of Evil Geniuses on the low buy.
Yeah, clean anti-eco there. Flawless round.
And I want to see if C9 continue to throw this Viper Wall over towards A. Last round they didn't use it, but it's pretty good at breaking those crossfire lines because C9 have been approaching A main from both left and right side. Wall completely divides that. Get your ecos, pop off.
I mean, with how many eco frags Oxy's getting consistently, he's going to be about halfway back to that rocket.
Is that me?
Yeah.
I don't
Fast
like
into
it.
A main here for Cloud9. They're going to get ahead of that breach stun. Seized off, though. But they have the space.
EG are up into tiles, too, though. This is going to be a very fast flank if Jaw decides to activate on it.
He doesn't see anyone. Still a trip in front of him. But he can very easily heat up off some satchels once his teammates are pressured on the site.
Here we go. Satchel into sight. C9. Do they want to keep fighting? Oxy does. Brain off. Go fight.
Oxy fighting one side, Jaw
Spike
on the
planted.
other. These are the rounds-winning duels. Jaw's going to be the first one forward. Satchel onto the box. A hot, great combination. EG will pinch together. Nade into slant. Zeppa in trouble. Has to swing so wide, but he gets it done. Nice shot onto Jaw. Has to do more, though. Flash. He avoids it. Dink onto another. Vanity joining in that endeavor. Now the next layer. Apoth re-wrapping through elbow. Down. That's a massive kill for Moose.
remaining.
Now this refight into sight. So one-dimensional. Nature has no way to fight forward. He'll retreat.
Nature finishes off one, but C9 take the round, and it's all off of great reactions in the post plant. Realizing it's soft, identifying the lurk coming in, so Oxy takes that space back towards Alley, and comes back to assist the team in the fight. They really funneled EG into that one choke out through lane. And while, yeah, the first kill comes in and the initial wave of util looks good, it's the fact that then EG have players swinging in from the right, from the left,
Enemy remaining.
staying very confident in those fights.
Timeout for Potter. See, the setup is more the same. Control towards A main early, the Cypher setup on B, the Omen being your rotator back to mid.
And after C9 have taken some faster rounds, really exploding into that early space after they lost basically on time a few back. Now they've been really testing into mid, looking
Wait
to
a
break down
minute.
that util.
Jajimo sending it. Haunt, even an ult committed. They're going for this one. Stun
It was a
it.
util combo.
Yeah.
So Jolly, he did satchel up to try and fight off of that, but really they're looking for the chip
Caution
damage,
here.
the decay of the Nightfall into the paint shell,
Yeah, that little bit extra damage combined with the
Yeah.
other piece of utility can give you that insta-kill.
and the stun to hope the players can't run out. Unfortunately, just slightly delayed on that one.
Cool idea, though.
Yep. But at the same time, like I was saying, the tripwire top mid was broken. So now the rotates come in. We got a breach that went all the way back from A to hold there, Raise there too, to make sure no one can creep up. And EG, mission number one for them is make sure they're not walking into a stack. Not on this anti-eco.
Scout destroyed.
There could be ideas in a second as well with this Raise hiding out in mid. If Oxy wanted to just go crazy and get some satcheling going into market to fake some pressure over there, they could then buy some time for those A players to walk it back in.
Could
or
even
just
pressure
regroup
back
into
up
it.
towards mid.
Sure.
They know Nature's been kind of playing in that connector most rounds.
Here it comes. Paint shells
30
through.
seconds
No
left.
satchels just yet. Good counter paranoia from Supa.
Too far forward. Oxy takes him down. Player advantage picked up for Cloud9. They're going to excel into this B site now. Apoth had a huge rifle, and he's lining up a double. Derek finds a connection on his own flank. Apoth can't get more. 10 seconds. Plant needs to come down. Oxy protecting
seconds left.
Rooney with his life. A fight towards spawn. 56 HP. The
player
Stinger
standing.
flying through the air as Nature helps out.
Poison's off.
Only Rooney. The return tour.
Remaining.
Can he win the clutch?
Poison orb emitting.
1v1. Jaw drops down.
Poison's off.
Rooney holding the angle, finding the shot!
I almost broke a sweat.
He's back!
Rooney looking real good out there. Playing around his orb, calm with the aim. Not rushing into those fights for the 3K and the Red Bull clutch.
30초 남았습니다. B 지점에 떨어졌습니다.
And this round almost ran away from them. But Rooney got the trade into Boba. And those two as well.
So much better, bro. So much better, bro. Just keep up the pace, guys.
What he's saying.
Yeah, keep it up. Keep running it back. course, now EG with a bye. Made it close the last time, and actually B main as 5 players? We've never seen this before.
Something new for C9.
Where do I go? Where do I go?
Whoa, that is some good adjustment out of him to figure out where that Omen's heading and get the kill.
No paranoia on the retake, no smokes on the retake. They cannot allow this spike to go down. I don't think they can play it out from here. Look for the flood of util.
Nature has ult. He's sending it back into the site. Oxy stun, and he ties his own teammates Molly as Jaw connects onto another. Now the showstopper for Jawjimo goes 1 for 1. Spike still in the hands of Vanity, but they're gonna even struggle to escape from this one because there's a flank coming.
Last player
And
standing.
Apoth got his other side. Derek on the shutdown too. EG, great reply. And I think that's the call they were getting out the timeout.
Oh, yeah.
Change the setup, Cypher to A, heavier setup on B.
But also, they found the only winning line in that round. That post plant in a 4v5 without smokes for B main, I just don't think it's happening. And they decide to flood out onto site with that breach ult. I really like that idea coming through from them.
And it goes back to Apoth's lurks again.
enemy
So
remaining.
impactful on the attack side. On Lotus here on defense, getting proactive at just the right time on the flank.
2 rounds in a row with that A main walkout. The round before was Derek, now it's him. C9 must be aware.
And they'll send more forces towards A this round. As it's a walk down mid for Jawjimo, player in that close corner. He's just not working. Free kill for Vanity.
There's another though. Do they anticipate the second? Does it even matter? Apoth doesn't really look like he wants to hang out in that space. Well, C9 toy with the idea of accelerating into A, deciding against it.
I know exactly where
What on earth? They pull back over Moose to get full information on this A side. And now they know 3 players kind of leaning towards A.
Poison orb
It'll be
emitting.
tough.
Nade towards slant. It's going to be a fight into spawn, actually.
I like this.
C9 are bringing the spike too. They can't
Oh, I
excel
like that.
to B. Zeppa gets a kill, and now they're going around the world, but they're going back into Superman.
It's a brilliant feint, but Superman only has a judge. He needs players to come into him. He can't very well fight back into the site. And yet all of C9 are sprinting back through Boba. With 5 players alive, Superman's best bet might be to run over and grab a gun from some other location.
Yeah, you see him teleport over. Just a Guardian
30
to be
seconds
recovered,
left.
but something a little bit better, as all 3 EG players will work their way through main.
EG have decided they're playing attack now. Sending 3 players into B main. They've got an Aftershock. Got the blast. A Paranoia too. They could set up a pretty solid attempt on this one.
But C9 have some really good crossfires here.
Yeah.
They don't have much time left. EG make the tough call to save.
The problem is without any threat coming into Market or Boba earlier, I think it's a little too readable for Cloud9, so they can turn their entire focus back towards main.
So 7-3. Cloud9 starting to run away with this attack side on Sunset.
Yeah, I mean, C9 have just been finding all the right answers in the mid rounds. Yeah, Nature's gonna find his couple of kills, but I mean, off of that ultimate from Moose, right? They see 2 players in elbow, 1 player shop, 1 player B. Pushing through their own smoke was such a cool call. I really like that. And then it opens up this entire pathway to just flood back into B. Because of the fact they also kill the Cypher, that shuts down all the defensive utility on the opposite side of the map.
Those last few kills at the end, pretty important. Means Superman's only going to have a judge this round. Would have had
Again.
5 rifles otherwise.
This poor guy. Give the man a gun! Although he's going to be taking that judge into B main. Could be really effective from that position. With that forward smoking, just kind of rat on top of that orb.
Same 1-1-3 for C9. This time they're actually just full
Camera
contact
taken
into
out.
A main. A main, that is. A lot of space already.
My ult's ready.
EG have loved fighting for elbow. And wow, the Boombot blasted straight out of the air. Apoth, so aggressive on the Cypher. Is traded out as Oxy finds a chance to escape from that one, but turn your attention to B main right now. Walking straight into that judge is Moose, and he is flattened.
Maybe the gun super needed in the end. He'll pick up a rifle now. But that means Cloud9's going to excel back over towards A. Once this one-way falls, expect this hit to come through. Both players from EG will group towards elbow and fight to wrap around the world here. Rooney, so astute at holding that angle. Jaw was ahead of the flash. He dies for it.
They're doing the same play, Mimi. The ult into elbow, there's still two there. This time Derek gets a kill. But the spike has still been picked up. I'm not sure if they know where the Omen is, but they want to play inside the pit
30
regardless.
seconds
They
left.
could try and run through spawn, but that time's running
remaining.
out. Oxy has to get this spike down, and his pit is gone. 1v2. He'll walk up on Superman. Crossfire, though. Nature, can he swing in time to trade? This doesn't need to. Super gets the kill. EG, after a streak of losses, find the defensive round.
It's wild because all of these fights EG took didn't go as well as they wanted them to. This one in main, of course, but those refights into the line. It's been such a consistent thing EG have looked for, is re-aggressing down elbow. Whenever the round gets quiet, they're wanting to fight into this comp of C9s. But I think C9 have been fully aware of it. Their prep against EG solid, their fundamentals good when they're scaling. And yet it's EG that went out in the post plant. Something they've struggled a little bit with so far.
My camera is destroyed. Wow, my eyes are down.
Georgimo swinging into mid, but just gonna walk away off that satchel. Oxy's gonna fight for it, though. At least wanted to take a peek on that line. Sees nothing, he'll retreat.
I've got your trail. Go get it.
Seekers come out, starting over in tiles, and that's going to give a lot of information over towards this B side. Superman dodges away as the paranoia goes out. But Oxy can't really scale up either. This C's has kept them locked up, it's kept them low. But it's a 1-for-1 now.
Bomb buddy out.
EG, two players in the backside. Derek can't connect the shots. Jogamo tries to try as well, but it's all in vain.
Oxy just kills them all. He won't get to use that rocket for anything good. But they've set themselves up to win this round. It's a 2v4 retake for EG. And they're so slow.
You've got to go for it. Wall broken, and there's a dude there.
He has the ult now. That's going to be good info. Maybe it's possible for EG. Stun onto Oxy.
Yeah, but Rudy's playing lineups from his own spawn. Yeah, they're getting kills, but the mollies have already started to be sent out. They've got to go fast. And the time is working against them. Around the corner goes Vanity. In a 1-on-2, remains Nature.
It's just over.
Tick, 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 it's running away. And he's not even gonna have a chance. He waits it out. C9 get 8 in the first half.
Great way to close it. A lot of similarities to
Switching
map
sides.
number 1 in the first half, with EG having some solid ideas early on, but losing some rounds to sloppy execution. The difference is, when EG adapted here, Cloud9 stayed ahead of it. Oxy's having a great game. Their sight hits throughout this one in the late rounds have been super well executed. They are in control.
Make this easy, make this easy.
Valorant the musical. Oxy the star.
Thanks to the desk. Hopping back into this one now. C9, if they can win this pistol, they're on the road to seal this one up and send us to split.
Pistols haven't been so easy for them to win so far. Lost the first one, but it always gives us a chance to see the round 2 Guardian come into play, so I can't complain.
Remember, game 1, 7-5 up for Cloud9. They lose the pistol, they lose the bonus, and the game slips out their hands.
Whoa, 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 what was that? Just stepping into B main, Rooney falls. That's no Viper wall, and yet Oxy has crept up into that back corner. Diligent clear, but Oxy gets his 20th kill of the game. This guy has been unleashed here on Sunset. Over a 400 ACS in the first half, and well, the shots aren't quite connecting there. But a light peppering onto Apoth will send him out of the space.
Revolutionary war firing lines in mid. No one hits anything.
Warning shots on both sides.
Zappa will eventually get a connection, so that's an advantage. C9 and Apoth.
Oh, he saw the shoulder.
Here. Moose on the hunt. Moose jumping at him and gets the kill.
But now over to Shop, swinging around the corner. Moose gets another couple. C9 win their pistol. Not every day you see the Moose, the one hunting the man.
The most dangerous game.
You didn't expect it today, but that's what we got.
It's crazy that Oxy still found so much value in that round. After his teammate just gets picked off, he then gets a stun, a nade, a flash, all in his face. He's just fine. Keeps fighting.
What can't he do? You know, it's funny because I was looking at the buy from Oxy, and for a second, all he had was a Marshall, which I know he almost got an ace with last
Sure.
game. But it's funny that he's thinking about buying a baby gun after he wins a round, as opposed to when he goes on the eco and gets the Guardian. He's been trusting that, though, and is back to the Guardian for the second round.
Only classics for EG. They won't make any similar investments. He's
Yep.
just feasting.
Yep.
Get your ecos, Oxy.
Spike down B. One enemy.
Oh, ridiculous.
White's clean.
A little
So
bit
10
too
to
easy.
4.
Yeah.
5-9. I mean, really taking control of this map.
Thing is, Jogamo, or EG with Jogamo, have a lot of really good tools for actually full execing into a site. It's a big stylistic difference between these two teams, whereas C9 would do a lot more so playing, working around their Viper wall and whatnot. EG can bully for space much earlier into rounds. Just have to worry about getting stalled out if they ever walk into a side of the map where the Viper and the Cypher are set up.
And I think you might see that here already. Breach flash primed in main. Jaw gonna fast scale off that, even a little teleport to follow up.
Kind of cute.
Yeah.
Apoth, though, doesn't know a player stepped all the way up here in mid.
Oxy.
Oh, he doesn't go for the full clear. How have they gotten around each other? And there's another guy right next to him. What is going on? Rooney is there and gets the kill, but
And
now...
Oxy's so deep.
Yes, and the trips have been shut off. We're already up on the flank from Oxy.
He's so fast. No one's looking. EG decimated by Oxy. 2 more players.
He's still
A
going.
paranoia. A nade. He wants another. Oxy has been shutting them down single-handedly, and he will keep that trend. A swing. He's dead, but the trades are there. Cloud 9. What a bonus to win.
It's the Oxy show. I don't know what else to say. He just full walks up mid on the timing. His teammate getting the kill completely unlocks the flank.
Toxin screen down. Cypher.
I mean, what a weird way to start this
Yeah.
round.
Just obscene. Pinching in with his teammates to finish off that round.
That's my Crimson Beast right there.
Sir, yes, sir. I'm
Yes,
just in.
sir.
I'm just in like that. I'm just in.
Wait,
What is he even saying?
I have no idea.
I don't know. But a dude's gotten 25 kills in 15 rounds.
Yeah, pretty good, I think.
He's only died this team, Guardian. That's a 1-tap. Depending on how that fight goes, especially with both of them, Jaw and Oxy set up for this early fight in B main. Last time C9 crept in here, C9 destroyed. Oxy destroyed. But this would give EG a massive advantage if Oxy could find the kill.
Can Jaw get it done?
Oh, he's ready.
Low on HP already. Oxy just rips him out of the server. It's effortless.
Oh, that's it.
Ultimate is
You're not winning this round, EG. Sorry. Try your best.
3v5, they
I mean,
unlock it.
look at Apoth sprinting on in here. He got a kill, but Oxy's got another. Oxy's got 3 kills here.
I don't even know how he's finding this many fights.
Ew.
Look, the guy started B main, runs all the way back to market, gets a kill there, doubles back, helps his teammate towards spawn, and then is back in main to take that last fight of the round. 28 in 10 in a stomp.
But this round does everything. And there was spam kill from his teammate that helped Oxy out a little bit. He sees the shoulder because he's the one jiggling for the wider angle. Oxy just approaching these fights in such a calm and such a smart manner.
Chrissy, he almost has 2 kills a round on average.
Yep, it happens.
28 kills in 16 rounds. I can't get over it.
And he's going for this walk up again. Again, Mimi, he gets it. Now the showstopper out. That's 30. That's 30 kills for Oxy. And he's only just now shut down as Apoth brings it back. Moose in a 1v3.
Mission accomplished. We killed Oxy. We
He's
can win
down.
the round now. 1v3 for Moose. It'd be quite a way to close it.
Moose has been quite clutch. And it's just felt like one of those games.
Jaw only has a Bucky, but he has a nade, flashes, and aftershock. It shouldn't be possible.
Now you've gone and done it.
He'll walk into main.
Sniffing out the trail.
Jaw, Bucky, down. Stun is good, and Apoth swings.
There we go.
Lovely stuff from EG. They get another.
They get another, and also they eat up Oxy's showstopper. That's a major win for them. taking that one out of commission. Because Oxy, again, he started this round off so great.
My ultimate.
But Apoth playing on those little angles there in mid.
White
Playing them so
goes there.
nicely. Really the hero in that round.
Goes here.
Mimi, Vanity's got an operator.
Okay.
Satchel out.
Just hanging out over in market right now. Holding that line. A different approach from EG. I like that from Jogamo. Instead of slow playing it, he was hoping Oxy was there. And you love to see that, right?
Yeah.
Confidence not lost for a second.
Vanity had a good position, but the util is nice to push him away. It's gonna be a little bit tough to find a line to play with this operator now for Vanity. As EG floods into the B side, that's a great smoke to support Rooney on the side. He has a 1v1 against Jaw. If Jaw picks his timing right, he could close this round. Give the opportunity. He'll swing.
Spike
Trades out
down
onto
B.
Vanity. It's 2 for 2 as EG have a chance to plant.
And look in mid, Apoth, late player in tiles. It's planned for him to come late into market.
Moose has a Cypher ult. If he can find a body here, they'll reveal that lurk.
C9 taking their time. They haven't seen Apoth, as that is funny.
Hiding.
Now the hat's thrown out. Apoth seen
to
going
run.
back into main. They can focus all their attention into main.
Here
Oxy
comes Oxy.
sees the players, comes around the corner, knows Jaw is behind the bend, and Moose gets the first. Second to come, almost as Derek comes back around in for 3 on the round. Moose in a one-on-one. Moose to win the game.
This is no problem.
Goes for the stick, still taking on it, goes for the fight. The time is running low. Apoth has waited him out. While Moose gets the 3rd kill, it's EG with the round.
So damn close. But EG stay alive again.
Every single round down to the wire in an EG win.
EG no stranger to the comeback. We saw it in kickoff. But again, it just takes one round, one moment. And both of these have been nail biters thus far. Taking some real heroics out of Derek there to save it for EG.
Spotter's still keeping it light.
Satchel out. Face your fear.
Quickly up into elbow from Jaw. Nightfall out-techs 3 players, I believe. EG can really apply the pressure off that. Watch mid right now. Apoth crept up.
He's so fast on this one. Moose down. Cage to get away.
He's still going.
Just keep running. He has a paranoia onto Oxy. Oxy doesn't look at him. Apoth is running them over. A confident call from EG, and it pays off.
Apoth is quickly becoming one of my favorite
Spike planted.
attacking Sentinel players in Americas. So aggressive on those lurks. And absolutely no fear. It seems like a game almost where EG probably wrote it off a couple of rounds ago, but with each round win, you start feeling it a little bit more. It's like, we've got a chance to do the funniest thing.
I mean, that's kind of a powerful state to be in, where you've written the game off, okay, we can win on split, that's fine. And then Apoth's like, guys, I'm in a full sprint up spawn, give me a paranoia,
Yeah.
I'm gonna kill too.
This is where you try all the things that Potter would never let you try in scrims. It's like, hey, she wasted her timeouts. It's my time to shine. Give me that Noya.
But it's things like that, it's risks like that that kind of build the energy back up, let you have fun, let you let loose a little bit, and can be the start of a comeback.
Yeah. And honestly, it was a pretty well put together play. The cages to cover the cross. And I mean, with all the utility flooding in the site, look how many, they were just blinded the entire time.
One enemy remaining.
That's what's so cool to watch about the breach comps on this map, that you can have that stun for the Cypher top mid and still have 2 flashes after shock.
Yep, when the only tools you really have are one-time use between the Omen and the Sky.
Hey, main, the man of the match, Oxy. Gonna insta-break this camera, and actually with that tag, isn't allowed to fight up.
Last 2 rounds, Oxy hasn't found a kill. Now he's back onto the aggressive line and looking for another satchel on the wide swing, supported by the dog. But EG are already running. They do not want to mess with that guy.
Not too bad of an exchange for EG, because they still have this Rolling Thunder to fight back in. Satchel for Jaw, Raze v Raze, he is on the hunt. But the nade will keep him back. Oxy's still safe on this site. EG have to turn their attention towards elbow.
It's a minor miracle that Oxy survives
That's
there.
the rocket online. That's why they slow down the round.
And right now, Tripwire just broken in market. Eyes on Apoth on the lurk. Tons of pressure applied into mid. Now the rotate comes through.
Here comes a re-clear for Cloud9. Zeppa on the swing. Supa finds it. 2-4-2. Oxy needs to do a lot more, though, if he wants to keep himself alive here. No teammates to support, but now this lurk for Apoth.
Back into Apoth. Rooney waiting for him, but can't get the kill. B site completely open for EG.
They'll call back into him. And C9, with no util but one cage, have to make this retake happen.
They can close the door behind them as well. A Cypher camera in Boba spots out that site as well. 25 seconds. Oxy is going so fast. What is this player?
Last player standing.
Derek takes him down, but C9 are playing so loose.
That is a ridiculous call. You're in a 2v3, you're trying to close out the round, and he full sprints through the closing door. Mission Impossible style.
Spike down.
My,
A.
oh my.
And that was only after getting 2 kills to start that round. But you're gonna need more than Oxy heroics
Spike
to
down.
close this game for C9.
One enemy remaining.
I would not be surprised to see C9 try to fight into mid this round. That is 2 rounds in a row. Apoth have blown them up. And EG are bringing firepower of their own. Oxy out of market, but the whole crew is here for EG. It's not always been enough, though. The fall line in, Oxy dodges it out. Paranoia 2B's back into the line. Jaw takes him down.
Jaw has been diffing Oxy in these last few rounds,
I have the spike.
reminding Oxy who he is.
There, I have the spike.
Now this round chills out of it. The star's dead. It's just a Bucky, a
Yeah,
Stinger
C9.
left alive.
They don't really have much of anything, do they?
EG in a winning position. They'll
Biggest-
double back towards that.
Biggest win for C9 here, I think. Get that showstopper out of commission. EG might try to play without that one. They got to hold on to everything they can, but this Bucky around the corner. Vanity with the Bucky, baby. He always finds a way. TP's out as well. Uses the blast as a little bit of cover himself.
And Rooney's
What?
gotten one with the Sheriff.
That's the lurk dealt with. The Rooney Sheriff is always good for a kill, Mimi.
They've only picked up one gun, but Vanity still has a Bucky. And in this angle, it's potent. Flash up. He is so blind. EG floods out.
One
Superman,
enemy remaining.
1 for 1. It's only Derek. Needs to
30
win
seconds
a
left.
clutch to keep his team alive. This was just an anti-eco. There should have been no world where this was winnable. And now Derek is forced to run around the world blinded, sitting in a molly. It's done. Cloud9 on the
Defenders win.
eco. Close it out and deny EG the comeback.
The absolute...
Plus from Vanity to close that one out. It all comes down to this. Map 3 split.
Indeed it does. C9 are going to have to find some way of shutting down Oxy. Maybe distracting with some with marine life, something like that. We'll see. EG, just playing for a little bit of mid, but look how fast C9 have blitzed their way into B main. 3 players flashing out with the Paranoia, and EG will have heard all of that. That should cue a speed up here over into mail, and it does.
They're splitting fast towards heaven, looking to isolate these players in main, but Oxy's gotten quite deep. Blinded over towards hell and swinging out. He still gets a kill on Jaw. That is wild that he wins that.
That's not how you shut down Oxy. Already starting it off strong. Rooney comes up. Oh, the stairs, and he gets the kill. Now grouping with his teammates. C9 got 4 players here. They dish out the healing in a 5-on-3. Now getting everyone up to just about full.
They're going to re-clear into heaven now. Both teams, in fact. But Nature's alone here. He's walked all the way back over towards mid.
Oh, I like this.
Crossfire with Apop.
Oh,
no
yeah.
one's clearing Nature, but he only gets 1 kill, and Apop a little too far away to swing. No, he finds his opportunity just in the nick of time. Will dive back
Last
towards
player
spawn, find a dink on another, but it's only him. And he's pinched by Moose and down.
C9 win the round, and it comes in with a nice trade there for Moose at the end, but I have to just shout out how freakish Apoth has looked this series in the best possible way. His lurks in both games were devastating, and when you look at last game, if you look at first kills, Apoth had 6 in the game that he played, and he only died first twice. For context, Oxy, who had 33 kills, was fought.
Yeah. It is. It is.
And that's what the people come for. Valorant, that's a nice bonus on the side.
Pretty good game. Vanity, with his in-ears working again. We'll anchor over towards B here with the Stinger. Couple players from EG pressuring there, maybe just looking to grab this orb.
Think about all the things Vanity can hear now. From the shot spammed to an orb tap. But they're not even gonna waste any time. Here comes the double push out.
I think just off the fade of that smoke.
Yeah.
4 players lined up, and I think Poor Nature just stuck his toe through.
Yeah. Vanity saw a little bit, got the read, got the shots. It'll happen. There's no way Apoth, right?
No.
No. He's clicking to that cam so bad, he wants someone to peek and try to break the camera. He's begging for it practically.
Great timing on that molly for Rooney. It gets a kill.
Mid.
Drops that spike. They know that the spike now going to head back over through mid. And into this A site.
Tripwire destroyed.
One enemy remaining.
All right,
Cloud9.
EG, they get their little buy now. And with mirror comps here, it gives us a great case study of how these teams sort of find the different ways to play against each other once we switch over to the other side. I think what EG are going to be banking on a ton, especially because it looks like they're investing, you know, Viper Orb, Viper Wall over towards this B site early. It's just about unleashing Apoth on ramp. They've actually given him the support of Jogamo a couple of times now. You can see the last round, Jogamo sort of escorted him up through ramp early on. This time, Jogamo going back into sewers to peek down into mid. But if Apoth can get up into ramp and break some of those Cypher pieces of utility, that'll be very important later in the game. But you can expect pretty slow rounds typically with these style of comps. It's all about those timings, the late round pivots, the misinformation.
Cover going out.
Oxy just a judge in A main there. And Jaw with full control towards mid.
Notice how that flash pinged on the left side of the smoke there. So that was specifically to see if someone was embedded in that corner. Because if you throw that high and wide, not so precise with the information. That was a true scouting flash from the sky.
That dog coming through from the attacking side, now pressuring towards B. Apoth, he's been drawn into the trap.
And that flash allows Oxy to only look that one direction. It's perfect. But EG can accelerate now into the B site. Tons of stall here, though, between Rooney and Moose on the Cypher. These two players bunker back, dodge away from the paranoia. Are aware that Jaw is on the entry, but it might not even matter. Moose isolated on the site and taken down, but 2 players quickly up into heaven. Oxy is ready on the retake, and with only 30 seconds to plant the spike, EG have a lot of work to be done.
30 seconds left.
2v2 now. Some gas left on that Viper Wall. Nature will drop it, ready for the fight.
C9 choose to separate.
Flashes. Satchels, though, for Oxy. He's just walking out. Derek has no idea, and his own teammate's wall
enemy
means that
remaining.
Nature can't trade. 1v2 for him now. Oxy ready with Zeppa on the other side of the wall. They shut it down. That's a bonus round converted to C9.
I'd be scared in the server up against Oxy. This guy is just pushing. Like, you remember back to the last couple of rounds on Sunset, he just started flying in late in rounds. So confident in his own ability. And there it's a good play. Off the flash, he knows they've got to go for that stick on the plant. And the flash forced the teammate away. It gave him that angle. Good comms, good team play between Oxy and Zeppa there.
But for all the credit we've given Apoth early in that round, gets drawn into the setup there, activates the lurk a little bit early, falls that judge. That's a crux of that. That's the only reason Oxy had that rifle late round to win on that retake.
Again, though, I think the way Zeppa chose to flash into main was very good.
Yes.
And set that up so nicely. Jogmo fast, not gonna let that judge come into play this time. Instead, taking it with pace up into heaven.
But look at this fight towards heaven. Cloud9 flooding back in on the eco. That is a quick little adjustment for Zeppa. And it's going to be a quick conversion on this anti-eco for C9. Oxy can get ult here if he finds his last kill. Or if he dies.
Something tells me not gonna happen. Oh my lord.
He's only got 40 health.
Yeah, we're not gonna be too much of believers.
No.
But honestly, like, what a gorgeous round from C9. Just refighting through there. Whenever I use the word refight, re-aggro, all I mean is after the attacker has taken space, defense refighting into that territory. In this case, it's ramp, and you try to catch them in transition. Wow, headshots everywhere. Not enough to win the round, but Enough to make C9 fear that sheriff.
You defined a word with the word in your definition. The dictionary is going to be very mad.
Yeah, you know, Merriam-Webster in shambles.
They're after you. So a 4-0 start for C9. And Vanity's opping again. We saw this a little treat at the end of Sunset.
I really like this. Specifically when your Raze has a rocket. And EP's out and EG try to blast into the site to return fire and kill him. That's where the rocket, and it's a trap play built around the up, which is really unique.
EG's heading straight into it. But Jaw has just decimated Vanity, and he tries to get above the rocket. Won't succeed at his tricks this time. Oxy swings through the Viper wall.
Dude, this guy
Ridiculous.
This guy is just different.
And that's the only reason they come out ahead in that exchange.
Yeah. The idea was very cool. It didn't work, unfortunately, because of the missed shot and the inability
I mean,
to
he
teleport
barely
away.
even shot. To be fair, Vanity just kind of got
He just
owned.
got owned. Yeah, okay, fair.
It happens.
It happens to the best of us. Now that EG are in a disadvantage numbers-wise, though, this is where they have to start scouting forward. So a dog just ran up into mid, didn't see anything. Apoth should be quickly familiar that it's a Cypher on this side of the map. You can kind of deduce that after the op and the Raze rocket are over towards B. So EG will eventually start rotating back into the Cypher, but none of this utility has been dealt with yet.
Toxin screen down.
Cypher Cam in A heaven. That a hold buys a lot of time for these rotates to come over for C9.
And double kill trips that Moose can spam
I've
off
got your
of
trail.
from screens as well. A smoke there would actually help him if it was
30
possible.
seconds
Have the spike.
Yeah.
And I don't think that was even the kill
down
trip.
A.
Just spam to start.
Why destroyed?
Look at him go. Just re-peeking in.
And there's even still one more trip left on the side, so they know no one's pushed deep. Apoth stuck in this. No one's watching. No one looks at Apoth and he finds a kill. Because of it, Nature has picked one up as well. 2v2. How are they winning this round? Moves into elbow. Just running it down basically on his own there. The IGL in the clutch. Both sides have full information on their opponent. And the spike ticks in favor of Nature. Moose low on HP. Tap on the spike. He buys his time. Not falling for that one. Now the swing comes through and
Fly.
C9 was ready. 5-0. The dominance continues.
It's just Oxy again. I don't know what else to say. I mean, this guy, yeah, the rocket is whatever. It's the re-swing back in here after he pulls out the gun. Fully decayed, running through that wall. Moose does a good job playing off his trips, going for the swing from screens as well to soften up EG on the attack, but that's the first 5 in a row now. Or C9.
Hunter already used a timeout this half as well.
Raze.
This is starting to get towards dangerous territory already for EG.
C9 have flip-flopped their Cypher again, back over towards the B site, so never allowing themselves to be read by evil geniuses. Giacomo's got a showstopper. How's he gonna use it? Right now, stepping back over towards B main, it looks like. Just trying to insert Superman, but there's a judge and he gets spammed trying to teleport out. All this space in mid, so hard to fight into, especially with the low buy.
Just a stinger at range against Rooney. It's been somewhat of a gift, even the odds for a moment, but now EG's activating onto this B site. Rocket up, but there's still cages in Jaw's face. He's not really going to be able to find value out of this ult, and Derek's all but dead in mid as Zeppa finally finishes the job. 3v3. Only a dog for Zeppa in way of utility for this retake, apparently as well from that flanking Omen.
C9 fully isolated here. Dog comes out. How much will it see? One player in hell. That is all. Apol so low on Raptor. But C9 have to get a move on. Paranoia doesn't connect, but Zeppa is in there regardless. The trades come in. C9 snapping around from every corner. And it's Giacomo up against Moose. 25 HP. But the clock is winding down. The clock is winding. Jaw turns around the corner and gets EG there first.
A lovely clutch from Giacomo. The last man of old EG.
Now I want to look at how EG have actually been setting up this attack towards the B side. That time it works, but what we've seen a few times now is the Viper Orb, the lineup, being thrown pretty late. Actually, let's check this one out first.
Yeah, this was a nice Red Bull clutch.
EG was monstrous here. Jaw playing it so nicely. Level-headed in that one as well. Not letting themselves get carried away after that round. Once again, C9 setting up for this bit of a trap with a couple players in vent. Oxy ready to swing out of that smoke on mail too.
This could turn into a trap for C9. Flash, Molly, nade, all ready to go into that orb. Oxy spots out Jojimo, spams and wins through the smoke.
And EG are working with no space on the map right now. Apoth has not gotten aggressive towards A. EG trying to reclaim that rifle. And reset back towards A. No Cypher on this side of the map, but Vanity has been playing this very forward line with the forward smoke as well the entire time. C9 know that there's been no chance to creep up into ramp. That also means Apoth hasn't popped the cages yet. And those can allow the scale across.
Cage triggered.
There's that first cage.
Poison orb emitted.
Two players bunkered into sight though. This is gonna be an ordeal.
And a Viper's Pit committed. This becomes really difficult now for EG to break through. Molly's at the feet of Vanity.
20 seconds.
He's vulnerable. Just need to buy time. EG have to get the plant down 15. They tap on the spike. Rooney is still alive in this pit, and he is making himself a problem. Super sticking. The spam not connecting, but Cloud9 has found enough kills. It's the Alamo for Superman, and it's not going well.
EG just had no info to work with in that round. Gambled it all going into that A site, but really working themselves out of time. They're gonna need Jaw to stay up in these rounds if they're gonna have any ability to explode out. And I feel like they've just kind of been getting crushed in this mid space. Like there, yeah, it's around like a smoke fading.
Kind of a 50-50.
Yeah, it's a small little thing that doesn't go your way and sort of cooks the round,
But
but
the thing is, it's consistently
Yes.
with those little things not going EG's way.
And
Beautiful
they're
round,
not-
baby. Beautiful round.
they're not
Beautiful.
making big adjustments. C9 keeping it easy. EG, it's just back into mid, back into mid. When are they gonna dive onto ramp? When are they really gonna pressure that A main space early?
I want to credit Zeppa a lot for how C9's been calling around this one. His util's been super proactive at re-clearing into A main, flushing out Apoth, and then going back and being able to set up these bigger trap plays in mid, over towards B.
Not again.
Where does that even come
It's
from?
just a spam through the orb.
That's brutal. It is just an ego around here, but this has been happening consistently. EG goes for mid control, loses a player early, and then are just trying to hobble their way forward from a 4v5.
Moving back into this Cypher site. Trying to fall down into it, but Oxy playing on such a nice angle. Gets the first kill, dodging around. I mean, it's 180s for the 3K.
He's just styling on them at this point.
All right. How many is he up to now?
11.
11 and 8 rounds.
Not bad.
He's done better. Just an easy day of work for him.
Hard to impress.
Yeah.
These shots were very nice, though.
I'm actually just the best player in Valorant. I don't know why.
Sorry, Francis.
What?
I feel like this is a really easy game to be the replay guy.
Yeah,
Just
you
pick
just
whatever Oxy says, play it.
yeah. Hey, watch. They got 10 seconds to run back over towards A main, but that's going to be the pivot for them. Whether it's, you know, lurking up quickly with a couple of players or whether it is a true ramps dive with a paint shell remains to be seen. No way!
It's ludicrous. And now Oxy's just gonna send it with the ult. Goodbye, Joel.
That's just devastating. And
Just literally a slap in the face.
the problem is there's not that many ways to open up an attack round on split. Like, it's usually some kind of 1-3-1 spread.
it's very different on Sunset with that breach comp. You can do a lot of like early gambits into mid, into A. It's so much harder here.
They just got two players died just through smokes from EG.
That's brutal.
Like, you can't even do anything about that, truly. But C9 came in after the timeout in red. Okay, EG, they've just been doing mid defaulting, so they're probably gonna walk into A. It's not that big of a surprise. Let's go for the spam on the first cycle.
Yeah, I think the biggest difference is how often Cloud9 is changing the start of rounds, right? They're setting up these mid-trap plays, they're setting up these reclears into A main. They have so much variety that EG is kind of at a loss of where to call in the early round.
Look at how C9 have completely crunched
30
in onto
seconds
EG. Every single gap is being watched. Maybe they have a chance to fight their way out. Actually,
They hear
Derek
you.
has
Made it to
found
A.
the gap. A site is open, but Oxy's going to be up in heaven so quickly.
He has a nade, he has a Roomba. Something tells me the man's not going to slow down.
10 seconds left.
Or a change,
planted.
discipline. He'll re-wrap through main.
Yeah. Vanity pulling the strings on this round, bringing him to re-clear out through ramp. Vanity now spotted. They know Oxy as well coming in from ramp. 2 players backside. EG have to bring the fight to C9. The spam comes in, a wide swing from them, but Oxy has slipped the net. Back into elbow. Now it's C9, the ones pinching into Evil Geniuses. Superman gets 3 on the round, and Derek is there to close.
Finally, a round for EG. After another drought, they make it happen in the mid-round. Remember the position we were in halfway through that round. 2 EG players in spawn, enclosed on all sides. But they get this massive kill and find the pivot towards A.
And they were caught in the mousetrap, right? I mean, C9 got all these spam kills through smokes. And then they found themselves corralled, 4 players around them.
Enemy remaining.
But Superman and Derek worked together, isolated the one, opened up that path over into A. Emmy's not happy with that, and he shouldn't be. That's a 4v2 advantage tossed away.
C9 again exploring towards A main early in the round. As EG just waits for the smokes to fade and now starts to contact up. I could get crunched on here. There's a flash ready to go from Zeppa. Oxy's holding this angle, and it's beautiful. The flash is second too late. Apoth loses his head, and that nade will not flush Oxy out. Cloud9 escape.
EG
I've got
getting
your
torn
trail.
apart
Time to hunt.
on these defaults. The reaction is to go quickly up in towards Mail and ult into spawn. That's going to be canceled. No way you can stick that through. But C9, the rotates are so instant on split. They've got 3 players into B already. EG realized they can't accelerate into that site. They've allowed Derek to stick around maybe to peek for a kill, but eventually call it back into A.
Jaw 2 satchels, but paranoid for Vanity. How much can he get done in
30
backside?
seconds left.
EG surrounding him. First shot found Jaw there for the second, and he's going to excel in with the ultimate. No one to really find this connection, but it buys time, buys space, but not for Derek. He's dead in heaven. It's a 3v2. Cloud9 regained the advantage, and they're ready to prevent this heaven rewrap.
Now EG have to hunt
Player
Super looking for Rooney, but it's just not going to work. Jaw forced behind the smoke, and Rooney kills him through it.
The way these rounds are ending is just so brutal for EG.
C9 have completely solved the A main area of the map.
Yes.
And I think it's because EG refused to throw their Viper Wall on this side, right? So the difference between a Viper Wall over towards A as opposed to the Cypher cages is the Viper Wall you can use multiple times inside the round. EG, ever since the timeout, have been popping both their cages very early and trying to scale off of them. So all C9 are doing are putting multiple players around those cages, fighting them as they go down. EG are not going to be able to make any headway into this ramp space unless they commit more utility. The lurk is never going to work for them as long as C9 continue committing players into that space.
And that's such a change from the first map of this series. All the way back on Lotus, it was Apoth's lurks into B with just a cage, just a little bit of utility punishing. But here on Split, C9's protocols to deal with it have been real good.
It also just seems like EG have not been using any of their stuff over towards B. It's always been these split B hits.
I don't think they've really gotten a lurk in, even though they're throwing this wall constant.
And it's because they're not actually throwing like the Jong QT lurk orb. Usually that orb drops there, but they're throwing it much deeper onto the site to block off any backside player.
Sure.
Poison's off.
So you can't actually step out of main so
And look
easily.
at the setup. They're threatening with this wall up
Yeah.
on B, but there's trips, there's a cam. There's still info there for C9 to know no one walked through, which means they have lots of players ready to go to punish in mid.
Look at that, Superman TP's up with the judge, but he's counter-blinded. EG can't see a damn thing in heaven. They've got the B side, but they're just running into Oxy's crosshair. Oxy gets a third on 3 HP, you're joking.
I mean, this is his 19th showstopper of the game. He doesn't even need to use it. It's a 5v2 anti-eco. He's got nade. Derek's dead.
remaining.
Oxy's on for the ace. Won't get it again. Seemingly the one thing to elude the man. But they win the round. They win it damn dominantly.
Last round in the half.
Spend everything.
A quick counter flash there from Derek saves their lives up in heaven. Because it was a nice little play from EG. Again, and it's not a failure of a round all these times. It's just minor things happening. It's usually C9 reacting pretty effectively.
But at
inside
this
the
level,
round.
it is those
Yep.
little things. One mistake, not figuring out one protocol. I wonder what he's saying. Why can't we listen to that?
Why'd we press the mute button? I wonder. EG have given up completely on that A main space. They've realized just not going to work. And the flash doesn't ping anything close, so now this orb going up, they don't even have to look to their left. They just need to scout out that camera, and they do use it to break that. I suppose that orb helps breaking that early camera, as opposed to the one you put out there in the middle. Certainly not a bad piece of utility. Be very effective for fast scaling out into the site. Hold on,
Camera
what
taken
is
out.
this? Jajimo is sticking
down.
around in B main, not looking to exec. There's an option there where maybe he looks to do some kind of a fake, but the rest of his team is already back over to A. Vanity's got an op in screens, posted on the line. Dog doesn't have the range.
Nope. But Vanity doesn't have the shot. Misses his mark, will pick up the rifle. Zeppa from heaven, that's great spam. Apop, again, a first death in this round. Is Vanity gonna be a little too bold on that flood. Leaves it 4v4. But the rocket for Oxy, that's huge.
EG looking to play so far forward with it, but a showstopper out into the back of site. Oxy gets 2! C9 with Oxy on top. Nature just waiting inside of the pit.
Last player
Derek helps him out, but it's all on Nature, all on him, and it's not gonna happen. Oxy with 3 on the round, and C9 will not be stopped.
The retake is beautiful for Cloud9. Double satchel over the top, circumvent the pit completely, then re-clear through main, deny the heaven reroute. It's so good.
Oh,
enemy remaining.
just nasty.
22
EG,
and 6, by the way.
yeah, in 15 rounds,
I think he's having another game.
12 rounds.
10-2.
I can't do it.
This is looking bleak for EG, but it's not done yet. We have the half.
Send it back.
Thanks, I guess, GB.
Yeah, I guess.
No more jokes, please.
No more jokes.
Actually, I don't know why I'm giving. That was Doug's fault.
That was Doug's fault, yeah.
I'm just used to him being the
You're
bad
giving him
joke
a
guy.
raw deal.
Sorry, GB.
Not chill.
Didn't
Okay.
deserve it.
Back
Last
to
stand.
Oxy watching simulator. Oxy's been given this ghost, was allowed to purchase light armor and a couple of satchels.
Little raid boss action.
Gotta love that.
Bit of a trap and mid set up here. Once the smoke falls and they hear
There.
noise close, it'll be a nade, a dog, and then Jajimo ready to fight off of it.
EG simply must win this. There goes Jajimo out on the track, but C9 have backed away. They've dodged away the mid-aggression effectively, and that's something EG never managed to do in the first half.
That's so much util gone early in this pistol round. And you see, this is that John QT setup.
Yep.
That threatens that lurk a lot more. You can get really close and then pop through that smoke.
Puts a lot of pressure, makes you need 2 pairs of eyes watching both edges of those smokes. Now the wall goes up, trip is broken, wall down, and C9 are already in the back site.
So now it's a retake, and EG have no initiator utility. They're just flooding into their death.
Spike planted.
Only 2 left.
It's gotta be Nature. He was so great for EG in their losses last week, putting up insane numbers.
Here.
As the push comes now into Derek. 2 players watching him. Nature caught walking out. C9
Ace.
don't even blink.
the way they're playing that post plant, ready to disrupt the retake, fighting forward. Those are the fundamentals that we see from all of the best teams. You cannot sit back, let yourself get ran over by initiator utility. If you stall that first wave against the solo Skycom, you basically win the round at that point. And they did exactly that, but even then, they're still proactive. They still have an X-Layer, repositioning completely on site. It's so clean.
There's no slowing down now in this game for Evil Geniuses. Light armor stingers on everyone. Looks like they've got most of their utility. This buy could be a lot worse for them. But it's still not going to be easy, not with long-range guns for C9. You'd think their best bet would be looking for another option to look for a trap play, something similar. Instead, it's to fall pretty heavily out of that mid space. Reposition back over towards P. Bunker in on that B site. EG need a hero.
Could it be Jojmo? It's got the nade, a stinger.
Dog actually re-clears mid right now. Evil Geniuses know that space is open, and they're fully focused on B main. Good timing of that molly. Stalls out the hit from C9, and they're out. They're definitely anticipating the stack on this side.
The issue, though, for C9 is they never had a lurk towards A, so they have no info on this side of the map. There's 2 players and a trip ready to go.
EG heard 3 players over towards B, but already left. Derek is repositioned up into A heaven.
This could be a winning position for EG. The crux of the round is Superman on site. He has a trip to play off of. Paranoia to delay. Oxy getting ahead of it. Just diving all the way through, disrupting the player close. Super gets 1. 10 seconds. Plant needs to come down, but C9 have already picked up 2. They have sight.
10 seconds left.
Spike will be planted. And now the gun advantage, massive for C9. 3 stingers for EG. Apop looking for it quickly, but there's not enough bullets in these things to kill 4 players. Oxy gets the first, Oxy gets the second, and Apop is not long for this world. That's 4 in the round for him, and C9 on match point.
Grenade!
Match point.
Party's over.
Oxy is just destroying. Pretty rare you get to see that trophy. Jojmo, he's the guy who won that. But this time, it is all about the youngster.
Let's go. Come on. One more.
That's my dog. Hey, I'm buying you dinner. I'm buying you dinner tonight.
Deserved.
Yep.
What do you think he's getting?
I don't know. It's got to be some like Michelin level.
Yeah.
This is a carry and a half.
He's having his off-bus game. Get in the backpack, guys.
Apop and Derek playing close together here. Derek gets the first with the Sheriff, but is instantly traded out. Good work from Apop, though. EG are not out of it just yet, but the flood is going to persist into the Cypher. Nowhere for Apop to run. He's got to fight his way out of this, and he manages to do it. 3 kills for him. EG aren't giving up.
So Moose, the last man standing, he's shut down too. Great round out of Apop there, but it's 12-3.
That it is.
We talked about a nearly impossible comeback on game 2.
And that was what, a 12-6?
Yeah, it started at what, I think 11-6. You would need 9 in a row.
It's not looking good,
No.
that's for sure. But you know what? It's not a fake comeback until it's a fake comeback. Actually, EG's worst nemesis is the eco round.
Something tells me Cloud9 wins this round. Oxy, hero rifle, 1 off the showstopper. That is a scary prospect.
Losing 2 games to the eco would not be a good look for EG.
No round's easy when you're on a comeback.
C9 sort of taking their time right now, all things considered. Dog intervents, realizing, oh, no trap setup. Maybe we can scale up a little bit more right here. Foxy gets a kill. That is showstopper territory.
They still haven't showed this rifle. Oxy intentionally using the classic there to break the dog instead.
Crazy how Oxy is always getting a buy. on their eco rounds.
I love it, honestly.
Yeah,
When someone's playing that well, let him shine.
shows how much the team believes in him. Hold on a second. Jogamo, I was wondering if he was going to go down the rope as he went for a little peek. Set it Toxie, flashed off the angle. Stuck behind the wall for now. Good molly to keep C9 stuck in this space, but they may have found an opportunity. Over-rotate from EG leaves APOF isolated once again on A.
But Jaw's satcheling to get back to sight in time. He's now posted on this cross and actually flooding into elbow. That's a danger man dead. Good work from EG. They've kept control of this round.
Last player standing.
Nicely done. I love that fast rotate from Jaw.
I love the way he uses his satchels, because a lot of times it's the really impressive stuff, but also the little things, those fast rotates, kind of timing a weird swing when you're going for a double swing.
And he realizes they're not trying to play retake there. It's low on the clock, and C9 only have things to gain by trading 1-for-1 on that side with APOF. They can pick up that gun, so that's why he's getting so quickly over to support his Sentinel player.
Yeah, you really want to avoid having to play a retake against those light by guns, because Stinger's close range, those can shred.
100%.
Flawless round there. But this is where it gets scary. Seekers, Rocket. Cloud9 one away from the win.
Those Seekers making the Rocket a honing missile. Superman TP's over the corner. He's been going for this last few rounds. C9 will have heard it with their mid defaulting.
But again, if they pop Seekers into this one, it'll completely reveal this man.
Yeah.
Oxy's walking through the
God.
one
Oh
way.
my god.
Bold call there. But it's only 1-for-1.
Worth. Oxy is down. EG fans take a big sigh of relief.
Round's not over, though. Jaw on this site. Cloud9. Looking to time this rehit.
Yeah, no Omen smokes for EG, make it harder to stall out this choke. Actually re-clearing into mid right now and not seeing anything, so Jaw is fully primed and ready for the fight that is about to come.
3 players here. They called the lurk back over. Jaw swings for a re-clear, sees nothing, but they know players are there.
That was the last flash Derek had. No dog either. EG are playing guns only from here on out.
If Cloud9 get into a post plant, the game might be over. EG needs to stay ahead of this one. Be willing to just take some fights.
C9 are going to look for a delayed
30
B
seconds
split.
left.
Heavy into male with 3 players. Seekers to guide them in, but actually it's a ruse. Down into the vents with 20 seconds left, but the Cypher camera sees everything. EG are fully aware.
Same scenario as that last round, but this time Jaw is far away. APOF on the site. He has been the best player for EG, but he's down! They're shooting his body! Cloud9 trying to close this one out. The plant committed. Jaw gone nature. What can you do? Nothing! Cloud9
Win.
pick up their 2nd win of the season in dominant fashion.